In heart failure, if left ventricular volume is too high, it can lead to a boggy heart that doesn't contract normally. The stroke volume is the total area under the curve. When the ventricular volume is high, the stroke volume isn't as robust as it should be. How do you measure the preload? You can introduce a catheter and measure the pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. This measures the pressure in a small pulmonary artery that is occluded by the catheter. This measures the back pressure in the left atrium because there is no valve or pressure gradient between the left atrium and the right atrium. This pressure measurement correlates with preload. The afterload is best described as the force that opposes the ejection of blood from the heart. This is calculated as the total force opposing the heart muscle's contraction minus the heart's existing force before the contraction, essentially the load or pressure the heart must push against. You can't really know what this value is for sure because it depends on the ventricular shape over time, so we use arterial pressure or blood pressure as a substitute measure. The afterload affects the end systolic volume in the ventricles, the left end diastolic pressure, and the stroke volume. This is just like the fuel injector of your car, ejecting fuel to propel itself. If there is a blockage or if the tube leading out of the injector is too narrow, it will be harder for the injector to do its job. In the case of your heart, your cardiac output will fall, mostly because there isn't enough blood pushing out of the heart with each beat. The Frank-Starling curve looks at the effect of changes in afterload on the heart's function. The higher the afterload, the greater the chance that the heart gives out and the person goes into heart failure, which is a lot like the pump failure of any pump that is overworked. Notice the lines on the last curve that measure contractility. This is also called inotropy, which is the strength of each contraction. A poorly contracting heart does not shorten its fibers when the contraction is happening. Essentially, the heart is weaker than it should be. This is common in many types of heart failure. How we measure heart performance. One of the measures of heart function is called the cardiac output, or how much blood the heart puts out per minute. This is an easy calculation if you have an echocardiogram, an ultrasound of the heart, that measures how much blood is ejected from the heart per beat. It's only the amount ejected from you that gets the cardiac output.
It looks like this.
Cardiac output CO ill heart rate HR x stroke volume SV, CO and HRX end diastolic volume end systolic volume. CO is about 4 to 5 litres per minute at rest. EF, ejection fraction, IL's percent of end diastolic volume ejected with each beat. EF equals 50 to 70% in normal people. If the heart has poor contractility, it will be like a baggy sack and have a poor ability to push blood out. You will often note a high end diastolic volume and a low ejection fraction, which is the percent of blood pumped out of a filled ventricle with each heartbeat. This is because such a large and boggy heart simply can't contract well enough to push blood out of the ventricles. But the good news is that the cardiac output increases dramatically with exercise.